Your ascended masters, your guardian angels, and your ancestors are coming in to say that a lot can happen in 1 year. But for most people, nothing happens, nothing changes. Daydreams, ideas never leave their heads, not because they're incapable, but because they forget one brutal truth. You didn't manifest a dream by dreaming, you manifested it by walking into it, by waking up and taking action, by taking inspired action and working with divine timing. Life is constantly giving you two options every single day, every single moment. In this moment right now, you can stay and watch this reading or keep scrolling. Every moment you are given an option, choices, two of them, this or that. And sometimes the choice that is meant to lead you on the path seems boring. And your guides and your ancestors are wanting you to understand that it is time to start choosing the boring path. Because the boring path that doesn't feel chaotic is where your dreams, your hopes, your desires, your manifestations live. So there's a sense where your guides and your ancestors are saying that there could be a feeling of feeling bored when you finally received what you've been praying for. I'm just getting a card to elaborate more on the messages that I'm hearing. So option one is usually the safe option, the familiar choice, staying exactly where you are. Option two is usually uncertain, change, discomfort, and movement. And usually we stay in the comfort because discomfort and movement feels unfamiliar and it feels sometimes like too much work. And if you're watching this, the chances are you've been choosing option one for too long. It is now time to lean in to the discomfort because this is where your pot of gold is. This is where the new beginnings are. This is where that thing that you've been praying and hoping for resides. Here's the part that nobody tells you, and your guides and your ancestors are wanting you to hear. There is no book, there is no podcast, there is no motivational video that can do the work for you. I repeat for those in the back, there's no book, no podcast, no motivational video that can do the work for you. It is time to lean into the discomfort so that what you've been praying for can finally arrive. The tarot card that you've received, we received this exact card yesterday. So I'm going to link the video from yesterday because it was powerful, and the fact that this card is coming up again, it is equally powerful. So there's a theme that is here that your guides and your ancestors are wanting you to hear. And the theme that is here, remember we said there is always two choices, this or that, and it will always feel comfortable and familiar to stay in the old. But when you are shifting into the new, it always feels uncomfortable because you have to learn new ways of navigate that area. You have to learn new ideas and new ways of being. And sometimes that just feels like too much hard work. So it is interesting that in yesterday's reading where this card came from, your guides and your ancestors were saying to you that you have survived way too long in the underdog era. Underdog era is done, it's closed. And so now it is time for you to shift in to the era of softness, the era of luxury, your golden new era. But there's always action that is required on your part. And so this is why your guides are telling you that for some of you, you are busy doing nothing. I just need to read one more book. No, your guides and your ancestors are saying absolutely not. There is no book, there is no podcast, no motivational video that is going to do the work for you. Sometimes you just have to get up and just shift and move. And as you do, your guides and your ancestors will start giving you the information that you need, because the energies of the swords is information and the pages is being a student. So there's a feeling that is here that you have been a student, you have been consuming, but you don't seem to actually grow and you don't seem to actually use that information that you are accumulating. So stop being busy, doing nothing, and start taking action because what I'm hearing to tell you is that you are going to learn a lot more in the process of moving, in the process of doing. You can stay and you can learn, and by the time you get up and you start moving, you actually see that the terrain, the experiences, the challenges are something that were not in the podcast, that were not in the book. So just do it already. Just get started. If you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, stop consuming content that tells you about how to go viral, about how to do this, about how to do that. Just press record, upload, and get on with it. For some of you, your guides are saying that you've been listening to the podcasts that tell you, be 1% better every day. I'm sure that sounds cute, right? It might hype you up for some time, but the hype doesn't change life. Action changes life. Being hyped up doesn't change anything. Taking action does. That's my problem. For me, most motivational videos will spark the excitement, but it leaves you empty-handed when it comes to take the action that is needed. So let me give you something different, a tool. One day you can use this, and one day you can come back and thank your guides and your ancestors for having led you to this video. Instead of adding more information, start removing resistance. What is stopping you from getting started already? The swords are about truth. What is the truth that is here that is stopping you from getting started already? What are you afraid of? That is what your guides are wanting you to understand. So let me give you this feeling where your guides and your ancestors are saying, if you knew, if there was a guarantee that you are walking into that golden new chapter where everything that you've wished for is already there, would you still be resisting, or would you then be inspired to take action? Only you can answer that question. So your guides and your ancestors are saying, all you need to do is to maybe get a pen and paper and to start writing what it is that you want. All you need is one paper, one pen. Write what you want in blue ink, because it does something to you in your subconscious mind, not black ink, but blue. And if you want to know what to write, write anything. And if nothing comes out, that's okay. Come back tomorrow and the next day. But in that meantime of showing up, you're starting to show your guides and your ancestors that you are now ready to take action. If you just come and sit down with your pen and you're ready to write, but nothing comes up, go away, come back tomorrow, and you're going to see that eventually your body, your mind will start relaxing. And then the flow will start to come out on paper. I want to say that to you, if you don't know what to write, again, just show up. And then eventually you're going to see that the floodgates will open. Because you need to realize something, that the first point of manifestation is getting things out of your mind, out of your head, and writing them on a piece of paper, because now they exist in this reality, not just in your mind. When they're trapped inside your head, nothing is moving. When life is trapped inside your head, sometimes the inspiration is not there. So start placing everything on paper, and you start seeing that things will start shifting. And a year from now, you can look and you can see how far you've come and what you've completed. But it won't start with motivation. It will just start with one simple act of taking uncomfortable yet powerful steps towards your new beginning. So put it down to pen and paper and get started, because that's when dreams start aligning with your reality, because that's where clarity lives. In the writing down, you suddenly get clearer on your ideas. And so that the message that your guides and your ancestors wanted you to realize, that a lot can happen in 1 year, and it all starts with writing things down, and the rest will follow as you shift and move. I want you to go again and watch my video yesterday. Well, I'm going to see you in my next video. It is a goodbye from me.